It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? This is the Only the Challenge podcast. My name is Jake Scheidel. Each week I ask my best friend Thomas Powell if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. Hey, Thomas, how's it going today?
Jake, I'm doing all right. The weather sucks. We've officially hit February in the Midwest. You never get away from it. Mm-hmm. It's always terrible. But you know what's not terrible?
What's that?
There's a product that we talked about way back during earlier pandemic months, I think. I think it might have been even spring or summer that we were talking about it.
Okay.
And it was set for release. I remember reading the story about it, and it was like, oh, it's not going to be released. They're going to do test releases maybe in January. And I was like, that's forever from now. Who knows if we'll even be alive then? Fortunately, they made it to the shelves of my local Meijer,
okay.
So I can finally do a review of Coke plus coffee.
Oh my God! Yes, I'm excited to hear what
Coke
is your review.
Coke is trying it again. They're trying to do Coke Black again. Mm-hmm. And I love garbage novelty products, so I had to try them all. Fortunately, my local Meijer had a 3 for $5 of individual cans on an end cap, so I got one of each. And the three flavors that they...
Yeah, what are the three flavors? I need to know this.
They have 3 flavors, yep. They are a dark blend, which is just Coke and like a dark blend coffee.
Okay.
They have a vanilla, and they have a caramel.
Ooh.
Jake, which ones do you think, in order, what do you think my rankings of them would be?
Ooh, what do I think your rankings would be?
Yeah, which one do you think I like the best?
Okay. You said dark blend, vanilla, and caramel?
Yes.
I feel like you're putting vanilla number 1, dark blend number 2, caramel number 3. You're not much of a sweets guy, are you?
No, Jake, it's funny you say that, though, because that's what I thought my ranking was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
My actual ranking is dark blend number 1.
Okay.
Caramel number 2.
Wow.
Vanilla number 3.
Wow. I thought for sure that caramel would be number 3. Wow.
The thing with Coke and coffee is that the Coke is really all the sweetness that you need to add to it.
Sure.
It doesn't need any other flavors, because it's already giving it something else. So the vanilla just was too much. Caramel complemented it well, but they both kind of bring a similar flavor profile to it, so it was just too sweet.
Well, yeah, isn't Coca-Cola just burned caramel, basically?
Pretty much, yeah. So, you don't need to have... basically what I came to find is, you don't need any flavoring in this. You can just do Coke and coffee. And I think that the more robust, coffee flavor from the dark blend kind of... the contrast between that and the Coke actually worked pretty well. And I will say, I would recommend the dark blend. I don't know that I would buy any of the other ones, but, it's good and it's different. It confuses your brain because its flavor is coming at you in ways that it's not used to. Having coffee flavor plus carbonation is weird, but I kind of like it.
So I'm just Googling right now, Coke coffee, because I wanted to see... I couldn't remember what the name of the one... from when we were kids.
Isn't it just Coke plus coffee or something like that? I don't know.
But here's what the Coca-Cola company...
It's not Coke Black. They decided that they wanted to just tell you what it was instead of doing the weird... Coke Black, which was spelled BALQ, and then there was a weird, tilde over it.
Oh. See, I thought that they were naming this new one Coke Black, but it's spelled the number 6 LACK. Is that not...
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, no, that's, yeah, and then they'd have a built-in spokesperson,
exactly.
too.
That was very smart of them. It's like LeBron's mix for Sprite. Anyway, the Coca-ColaCompany.com released this article, press release, I couldn't remember the phrase press release, introducing a first sip of Coca-Cola with coffee ahead of 2021 launch. But here's the thing, Thomas. Coca-Cola already did coffee and Coke. So this is not a first sip. This is a second sip 20 years later.
Yeah, they already did. Yeah, you expect us to pretend that we weren't around 15 years ago or whenever they had it.
Coca-Cola Company is gaslighting us, and
They are this is low-key manipulative, this is abuser behavior.
and we know of gaslighting because we watched the challenge where everybody's constantly gaslighting each other. Thomas, did you watch the challenge Double Agents last night?
Jake, you better believe that I watched it. Or else.
Or else. This episode was called A Muddy Matter. What did you think of that episode title?
And, after as good a title as they had last week, this was kind of a letdown, but it's okay.
It's fine, yeah. I'm never going to remember it, though. Although,
No.
we do love alliteration here on this show, so we'll give it points for that, but you can do better. You've done better, but you've done worse, too, so right in the middle. Perfect. At the house, Cam and Leroy are excited that Leroy now has his gold skull. Cam is now targeting Teresa. Thomas, spoilers, but I was really annoyed that it was a men's elimination this week. It should have been a women's elimination.
Yeah.
It's
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
What can you do?
Complain on this podcast. That's the whole point of this podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's why we have that. That's why we have this.
Nam and Lolo want to win the next challenge so that they can gain their skulls, but they still can't communicate. Ay, ay, ay.
It's a real bummer.
CT tells them that they'll be unstoppable if they can figure their shit out. Man, this was...
Loved marriage counselor CT just peeking in to be like, hey, you guys are being stupid.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Everybody was so excited about this team, and they've been such a bust.
Yeah, it's a real disappointment.
Devin, Kyle, and Corey want Josh to go against Fessy in the crater so they can break up the Big Brother alliance. Great plan. Love that plan. Don't like anybody from Big Brother. Except for Amber B and Casey are fine, I guess.
Amber B's fun.
But Amber B was also like the third or fourth person voted out of her season of Big Brother, apparently.
Yeah, her and Kate. I like Casey.
I like Casey fine. I don't know that she adds a lot to the show, but like I'm never upset that she's on screen.
Well, she deserves to be. I mean, like, she's like a good physical competitor, too.
Yeah. I just don't like that she doesn't want to, like, give Leroy more information. Like,
Yeah.
this is Leroy's
Like, you
last
got a
season. Just
partner
let
who's
him
got a
win.
gold skull. Like, I think you should favor that over the Big Brother alliance.
Yeah. But this is Big Brother, apparently. Amber B is now caught between the Big Brother alliance and the itty bitty small committee. I get it. You want to stay loyal to your friends. That's why Nani was so excited when Leroy won his gold skull, because they were on Real World Vegas together 10 years ago, 12 years ago, whenever that was. Corey and Ashley are good friends because they were on their original season together. Jay and Natalie were good friends because they came from the same show. It just makes sense. But I really like the itty bitty small committee. That's what I'm saying.
I do, too. Strong alliance. A lot of good players there.
Yeah. Then we get into the mission. This mission is called All Brawl. I think pretty good name for a challenge that they've done this year. Because it works on multiple levels, see, Thomas. First, it's a reference to Hall Brawl, which is the best elimination that the show's ever done. But then it also describes what happens in the challenge in which they all brawl. It's perfect. The show's the best show on TV.
Yeah, a lot of layers. These shows like Ogres, there's a lot of layers.
So they have to find this metal X from pole wrestle. You know pole wrestle, Thomas?
You better believe I know pole wrestle.
If Hall Brawl didn't exist, I think pole wrestle would probably be the perfect, or like the number one elimination game. Cam wins the first women's heat, so that's fun. At one point, Anissa believes that Lolo chokes her. Where do you fall on this?
I mean, she kind of does. She put her in a headlock a little bit.
I don't know.
She grabbed her by she put her arm around her neck when she was trying to get up. It's not,
for like,
shouldn't be doing that.
I mean, yeah, but it was for like half a second, and then she moved on, and I think it seemed like Lola was blowing it out of proportion. Not to gaslight Lola.
I think she overreacted,
Yeah.
but I think in terms she was mostly in the right.
Sure. But as Cam and Anissa said, like, this is what the challenge is. We're supposed
Yeah,
to
I
get
think part of it is
physical.
her, like, she's a competitor, but she's usually in a more controlled competition.
Yeah.
She's an Olympic athlete.
Nobody ever chokes you when
nobody's-
you're bobsledding because you got the sled around your neck.
nobody's. Yeah, there's a little more. There's no dirty play in sprinting.
What about that gun? though?
Nobody's gonna
What if
like
one of the-
trip you while
Thomas,
you're doing it.
What if one of the sprinters takes the gun that starts the race and then shoots the other competitors?
It's a good point.
That's dirty play right there.
Yeah. What if that happened and Lola was complaining about it and everyone was like, God, why is she overreacting?
She's so overreacting.
They just shot her with a gun like it's the Olympics.
The
What do you
Olympics.
want?
Come on. If you want to win, you got to be smart. Play smart, not hard. That's what they keep saying on this show. It's fine, whatever. During the first men's heat, Nam is the first to find it and then plays dumb until he wins. Nam did a great job on this challenge.
Yeah, this was awesome. Nobody knew for a sec. Basically, nobody could tell what happened until he'd already crossed the finish line.
Teresa is the first to find it in the second women's heat, but has a terrible poker face, so everybody comes after her. And then, Thomas, your girl, Gabby, wins. Were you excited when Gabby
I don't
won?
know why you've latched onto, like, I like Gabby, but
You
she's
love
not my
Gabby.
favorite
She's your favorite
player.
person.
Like, she's not even my favorite girl on the show.
Who's your favorite girl on the show? Lolo?
No. Probably Cam, and then probably Big T.
That's fair. That's everybody's two favorites.
Cam's the best. Like, what do you want? Cam's got it.
I want Cam to win. That's what I want.
Yeah, it's like she's one of the most entertaining people. She's a great social player, and she's one of the best physical competitors in the game. So it's like, yeah. I mean, I liked her a lot on Are You the One when she didn't have to do any kind of physical challenges. So
I still think back.
it's been really nice to see that she's like this kind of athlete, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I still think back to her season of Are You the One, the only season of Are You the One to ever lose, because she found her match like the first few weeks and then was not in the house anymore. And I think if she'd been in that house, they would have figured it out because she's very smart.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so your favorite person, Gabby, wins. CT.
I like Gabby, you know? I like her. It was nice to see her win.
Yeah, I was really surprised when Gabby won. I literally said, wait, Gabby?
Yeah, I was surprised too, but it was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah. CT finds it in the second men's heat and then just walks through the mud pit until he wins. Great strategy from CT as well. Who do you think of the four winners had the best strategy? I think it's got to be Nam,
Nam.
right? Yeah.
It's got to be Nam. But then probably CT.
Yeah, definitely. Not Nani and not Teresa. They both did bad.
No, yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, I mean, Teresa kind of did what she was supposed to. She just didn't do it well. And Nani did the thing you're not supposed to do, which is go, oh, hey, I got it. Come tackle
Come
me.
get me, guys. Round 2 sees Nam face off against CT. Very good. Very pleased to see this. Hoss fight, as they say in wrestling.
Yeah.
CT wins, so that's good. Honestly, either way, I'm happy. I like both of those guys.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people on this season I don't like, to be honest.
It's true. I like almost everybody. I basically just don't like Josh and Fessy.
Yeah, I was thinking through and I was like, do I like everybody on this season? And then Josh and Fessy came into my head. I was like, oh yeah, those two. Those two I'm not the biggest fan of.
It's also like just kind of nice. Like it wouldn't hurt. Like I wouldn't be mad if Wes was still on, but it is kind of nice to have like mostly newer players. You know?
Yeah.
Like there's no Johnny Bananas at this point in the game. There's no Wes. The only real lifers are like Anissa and CT.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like there's more experience. Like obviously Nani's been doing it for a while. Leroy's been doing it for a while, but
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people that have just started in the last few seasons.
Yeah. Yeah. Once we got Johnny Bananas out of the cast, suddenly the rookies have a chance to succeed.
There's just no place for him anymore.
There's
like
not.
I just don't see any place for him in the game.
I
don't think he adds anything.
Yeah, I don't. Not anymore. I'm so happy he's done, and I feel like this was the time. It was his time to retire. I really do. Like, 20 seasons, perfect time to retire. Like, that gives CT 2 more seasons, and I think he'll be happy to retire after that. It's Nani 10 more seasons, so that's great. Anissa still has quite a few seasons. I think 20 seasons, perfect. What's an average NBA record? NBA.
You mean like NBA career?
Thank you. Yeah. I can't always remember the words.
I mean, most people wash out just because they're not good enough, but if you're good enough to play for a while, like 10 years.
Okay.
Maybe a little longer, depending on how well you hold up.
Well, I'm just wondering because, the challenge is the 5th major sport in America. People are saying it. They, they said it on an official MTV product, so now it's real.
Yeah. I mean, so sometimes you get guys that play forever, like Vince Carter only just retired.
Bring Vince Carter back.
He played for like 22 seasons, 23 seasons.
Yeah. That's incredible.
So, yeah, I think 20 is about as long as you see people. Like, that's a long time in any sport.
Yeah. 20 seasons. There's only been 36 seasons. Johnny Bananas was on more than half of them. He shouldn't come back until 40th for the challenge Winners at War. Just do it. Just do any season of of Survivor on the challenge. Why not? Like, nobody's going to be mad at you. Everybody watches both shows now. Then it's round 2. Nam faces off against CT. CT wins. Gabby faces off Cam. Cam wins, of course. So in round 3, it's Big CT versus the Killas. I feel like this was kind of convoluted. It should have only been 2 rounds, right? Or...
Yeah, but then you couldn't pick it. Would it just be time-based? Like, how would you do it? Like, you need to pick a decisive winner.
I think, yeah, I mean, every other challenge, it seems like, is time-based. But I think round 3 and round 2 should have been switched. So round 2, since Gabby won, Gabby and Devin go up against Kyle and Cam, and then Big CT go up against Nam and Lolo, and the round 3 would be whoever wins each of those go up against each other. Right?
Yeah, I kind of like that.
It just seems weird. I don't know. They gotta be patient with TJ, it sounds like. Because it was just like he kept being
this
like,
is a good TJ
here's the
episode
next
too.
round.
You gotta chill about TJ. This is some good TJ stuff.
Did
you like the previously on the challenge thing where he was brushing his teeth?
Oh, I don't think I noticed that, no. TJ was brushing his teeth?
When he was saying previously on the challenge, when they showed him, he was in his bathroom brushing his teeth.
I gotta go back and watch that again because I totally missed that. Cam beats Big T in about 2 seconds, and Kyle beats CT. And CT says, "Don't get excited. Next time it might be for real." And
I liked the little editing thing they did with Devin talking about it.
What did he say?
Well, he just said Kyle shouldn't get too excited because I think maybe there was a conversation before this that went a little something like this, and then he did a CT impression that was pretty good. That was like, "Yeah, bro, whatever. You're this one, you got it. Big T already lost, so next time's for real." Yeah,
I liked the way they made CT's photo like move back and forth like a puppet when Devin was doing his impression too. It's fun. They're having fun this season, and I think that's what was missing from this show. Is fun.
It really does seem like there's like a fun energy to this season, whereas the last time that I watched it, however many seasons ago, it was just miserable. Like, I just hated it.
Do you remember what season that was? Or what
maybe it was Triple X?
Yeah. That was a weird...
I just remember that they took forever to eliminate anyone.
Yeah,
like, you would go an episode and there wouldn't be an elimination in it.
Yeah, I think that made a lot of people mad, so they have not done that since.
Yeah, because it sucks.
Yeah. Thomas, it's time for a new segment that I created.
Ooh, all right.
It's called Tom's Trivia.
One of the tools is to answer your question is once. Pop, pop, pop.
Did Coke put out tea in Coke?
I would drink it. I am drinking a V8 energy drink. that's made from tea. So, pretty good.
Delicious. I'm drinking some Evian right now. Some delicious water.
Okay, so this is Tom's trivia. Thomas, I have 5 trivia questions for you pertaining to the challenge. First question. How many seasons has Kyle been on?
Kyle, I want to say that Kyle showed up. Maybe his first season might have been the last season that I watched before this one.
Dirty 30?
I think so. So I'm going to say 6.
Ding, ding, ding. Good job.
Yes.
Correct. You got that right. Next question. How many finals has Kyle been to in his 6 seasons?
I'm going to say 2.
Did you look this up before?
No.
Yeah, it's 2. How many times has Kyle...
How would I know to look it up?
I don't know. You're weirdly good at trivia. How many times has Kyle beaten CT in a pole wrestle competition? And that includes this week.
They mentioned, in the show, he mentions that he beat him once, but there was another guy there,
Yes.
so once.
Well, including this time, it's now twice.
It's twice now, yeah. I thought that was funny, the interview with them where he was, I think Cam mentions him, like, you've beaten him before, and he just goes, well, there was another guy there! Like, you could tell he was, like, not happy about going up against CT.
Yeah. He went up against somebody named JP, who he was the 3rd person in that pole wrestle. I couldn't tell you a thing about JP. I don't remember anything about him. He's never come back. What is Kyle's elimination record throughout 6 seasons?
Well, he has to have lost 4 times. Because there were 4... Well, no, this is his 6th season, right?
Correct.
So he has to have lost 3 times, because he made the finals. Because losing the final doesn't count to this, right?
Right.
So he's made the finals twice, which means there's been 3 times that he's been eliminated. So I'll say he is...
Don't forget, because I'm seeing the math you're doing. Occasionally a season will have a Redemption House style twist.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I'm going to say that he is 9-4.
He is 4-5.
Oh, really? So he hasn't won that often.
No. Although, when he wins, he really wins. Okay. So, final question. Kyle's elimination record is 4-5. He's been in 6 seasons. CT has been in 18 seasons, I think? What do you think CT's elimination record is?
I'm going to say 20-8.
CT, in eliminations on the challenge, is 5-5.
Really?
Yeah. So, CT, early on in his career, either made it to the final every time, or got kicked off the show before he could see an elimination. So, yeah. But now, guess what? You gotta go down there, CT. Gotta face Kyle, probably. I mean, that felt like foreshadowing when he's next time at Monday for real.
Did.
Back at the house, Amber M thinks it will be her. Oh, good job. I think you won the competition. I don't know. I don't remember how many you got right, but trivia's fun.
Yeah.
Amber M thinks it'll be her because it's always Amber M on the block. Amber B says that she is solid now with the Big Brother Alliance. Amber B going to the dark side. At the party.
You hate to see it.
You really do.
You hate to Amber see it.
Is that a reference to Amber B?
Yeah, just the idea that it's another letter.
Sure. Big CT has...
I'd Amber B pretty mad, though.
Yeah. Can you Amber B leave it? Stupid. Big CT has a heart-to-heart, and CT promises to stick it out with her.
Oh, wait, real quick.
Okay.
Whoa! Amber is the color of your Amber bee.
That's good. Nani and Josh want to throw themselves into elimination, and then at deliberations, Amber, M, and Michi just flat out say they don't want to go in.
That was so good. CT just being like, is that how this works now? Yeah. It's just like, now's not good for me. Can we do next week? Yeah. Like Leroy was like, oh yeah, I guess I don't want to go in either.
I don't want to go in either. Then they all go and vote. Cam and Kyle see who the vote is and are surprised, but then they don't show us, the audience. How did you feel about that? Did you feel cheated?
I kind of liked it.
You did?
Yeah.
I mean, they did kind of rush through the rest of the episode before the elimination. I would have been upset if
it was fine. I didn't feel like they were like, tickling me too much, wasting my time.
Yeah. I like the two teams that were up for elimination. It's like, I wouldn't be shocked with either of them. So why are they hiding it from us? Whatever. Next.
I think they were trying to fool you because they were all like shocked. And I think in that case, you would think like, oh, Kyle's just excited because, they sent Fessy and Anissa and then they tricked you.
Kyle did look excited. So that is entirely what I thought. But he was actually surprised that his plan didn't work.
Yeah, it was worth a shot. I mean, it's not like he was aligned with them. Like, doing that, trying to get people to send them in isn't really going to hurt him because they were already at odds,
Yeah. Time for the Music Minute.
Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control.
This is the segment when we talk about the music MTV Music Television plays on their television. First up, we got Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News. I don't feel like we need to go over the history of that song. Everybody knows that song is from Back to the Future.
Yeah, we don't need to go back to the future on that one.
The other song was, as you referenced earlier, You Spin Me Round by Dead or Alive. This song was released in 1984. And you know what? That makes a lot of sense because it does have a bit of an Orwellian flavor to it.
Very Orwellian song.
It took 17 weeks to reach number 1 in the UK. A lot of music magazines, consider this to be one of the greatest songs ever recorded. Like, those 1,000 best songs ever. Those kinds of lists.
It's a fucking banger. It's a great song.
In 2015, it was voted by the British public as the 17th best song of all time.
I mean, let's not go that far, but it's really good.
Where would you put it in terms of best songs of all time?
Of all time, I'm going to say it is the 1,000th best song of all time.
I was going to say, does it even crack the top 1,000? What do you think, legit, what do you think is the greatest song of all time?
I think that's a stupid question to answer. I don't think there is a correct answer.
Well, there is.
That's my answer.
There is, actually. You can't... Thomas loves trivia, but hates open-ended questions where he can give his opinion.
Yes. Well, it's subjective.
Well, yeah,
you can't do this is the best overall. It's subjective.
Okay, here's the thing, Thomas. You actually can, because listen to me right now when I say Purple Rain is the greatest song of all time. You can't tell me I'm wrong.
I can't because it's subjective.
Sure.
But I can't tell you you're right.
Well, I mean, can you name a better song? Sounds
the
like
Ecstasy
you can't.
of Gold by Ennio Morricone.
You're just making up words at this point. You know what song's not better than Purple Rain? Is the Flo Rida and Kesha 2009 song Right Round that sampled You Spin Me Around by Dead or Alive. Yeah, solid song. Good song. I like that song. The Dead or Alive one. I never really listened to that Kesha and Flo Rida song. But Thomas, I know you are a big Flo Rida fan.
Yeah, welcome to my house.
Exactly. At the Crater, it's Amber, M, and Michi who are voted in. Big surprise there.
Do you think that they walked into the Crater arrogant, yeah?
Yeah, it took me a minute to realize what you were doing, but yeah. Nani and Josh are voted in by Cam and Kyle. It's the bomb elimination that Tori and Anissa did already, but this time they have to start a slide puzzle. They start with a slide puzzle, I should say. I think the slide puzzle was a good addition to this elimination.
Yeah.
Michi didn't, but Josh...
No, yeah, he really... It was hilarious that I couldn't believe Josh solved it that quickly. Kyle was like, I didn't even think Josh had a brain. I thought he had like a little pea brain.
A peanut, I think he called it. Yeah.
Yeah, a little peanut.
Yeah. Oh man, I was surprised too. Apparently, slide puzzles are actually easy if you know the trick to them, but I've never really figured out the trick to them, so I get too overwhelmed anytime I attempt it. I solved a 3x3 slide puzzle after this episode aired. I was like, oh, this was actually pretty easy. So then I tried it again, and I got completely lost. I was like, I don't even know how I solved it the first time. Because slide puzzles are hard.
Yeah, I feel like they're either like you get it right away or you get stuck. You know?
Yeah. Josh finishes the puzzle really quickly, and then is terrible at throwing the balls at the target.
You know you're really, really bad at a challenge when TJ is laughing at you.
Yeah. I feel like we've seen a lot of TJ laughing this season.
Yeah.
Josh ends up winning.
TJ live, TJ laugh, TJ love.
I love that. You know I love that. Josh ends up winning before Michi even finishes the puzzle. Michi. Not looking great for you, bud. Do you think Michi will come back?
I think he might be back just because everybody seems to like him.
I mean, TJ did go out of his way to say, hey, I like you. I hope we see you again.
Everybody likes having him around, it would seem.
Yeah. Okay. It's time for the points. Thomas, you had 19 points last week. I had 14 points last week.
Oh, you probably made up a lot of ground, though.
Mm-hmm. You got a point for Cam surviving, a point for Leroy surviving. And that's all the points you won this week, so you only got 2 points. You're now at 21. I'm at 14 points still. It's 3 weeks in a row that I am at 14 points, so I really gotta get this one. So you've got Cam and Leroy going forward. I had Jay and Nicole. Looking back at this spreadsheet, I don't know why I picked those people. I should have done better. I mean, Nicole has been to every final before this season that she's been in, which is granted only 2, but see, Thomas, your person took out my person, Cam. So now I actually don't like Cam.
Oh man, that's a real bummer.
What if? No, that's not true. I love Cam. Who's winning the next mission?
Oh boy, good question.
Do you want me to pull up the teams?
No, I'm just thinking. I know the teams.
Okay, name them all right now.
No, I'm gonna name the one that I think is going to get sent in. I'm gonna say Darrell and Amber M.
Darrell and Amber M. Okay. Good choice. I'm gonna say it's gotta be Lolo and Nam. I know we keep saying this, but come on, guys.
I gotta see him do it. At this point, I can't keep giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. I mean, Nam won his thing this time. CT was like,
he did.
Hey, you guys gotta figure this out.
But he got dominated by CT, is the thing.
He got what?
I said he got dominated by CT.
That's true.
Round,
that's true. But he won his
seat. He got nominated.
That's really funny, Thomas. I'm going to say Nam and Lolo win the next mission. Who's getting voted in?
Well, since it would be Darrell and Amber M can't get voted in.
You are right. Amber M cannot get voted in.
Yeah, despite the fact that I think there's going to be some... I think Kyle and Cam are going to use that to their advantage. I will say... Man, it's not... I think the Big Brother Alliance has numbers.
Yeah.
So...
They're apparently a force to be reckoned with.
They don't... Josh doesn't need to steal anybody's skull.
No.
Neither does Fessy.
Right.
I guess the women's ones are still up for grabs. I'm going to say that Devin and Gabby are going to get voted in.
Ooh. That's a good call. I'm going to say... I'm going to say Corey and Teresa.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense too.
Who is going home then?
I'm going to say that Amber M goes in to try and get a skull, and I'm going to say that she loses.
Okay. I am going to say Teresa loses. Teresa, I think she's only won 2 eliminations in her career, so I don't have a lot of faith in her. Although, who knows? Josh had never won an elimination, and he won this one, so we'll see. Who will be the agent picked by the winner of the elimination?
I am going to say Gabby steals Fessy.
Oh, now there's a team. I am going to say whoever wins will pick Darrell? I keep expecting something to happen with Darrell, but nothing has yet.
I mean, he's a good player. I just feel like it's not that, like, nothing good or bad, just nothing.
It's just like every episode he'll come on for like 1 or 2 talking heads to be like, shit's crazy, and then just recede back into the background. Like, all right, Darrell, sure. Okay, here's the big one though, Thomas. What music is getting played next episode?
I thought about this, and I'm gonna say "Tainted Love" by Soft Cell.
Okay. I am going to say, there's a lot of British girls still on the show. The Itty Bitty Small Committee is mostly British, so I'm going to say West End Girls by the Pet Shop Boys.
Okay.
Where is?
I thought you were going girl. I thought you were going girls just want to have fun.
Oh,
for a second.
That's a good one too. That's what they should have played when they did that dangling off the helicopter mission that the boys didn't participate in.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But actually, women are strong. So, damn, I feel like a woman.
Yeah, then maybe it would be like Love is a Battlefield.
Yeah. Okay, so that's all the points that we could potentially win. That's it. Thomas, what's your Twitter?
You can follow me at Tom.Tom. I will not be posting for another few days because I'm taking a week off. Because I think being on Twitter all the time is bad, and it's good to take a break.
Yeah.
But I'll be back soon enough posting, so you can follow me there.
I was talking to my dad about social networks recently, and I said, oh yeah, I barely ever go on Facebook anymore. And he goes, oh yeah, you're more of a Twitter guy, aren't you? And I said, well, I don't like you thinking that about me, so I'm definitely going to have to stop going on Twitter so much. And my Twitter is just my name. You can follow me if you want. I wouldn't recommend it. You can follow the show, though, at DYWSLN. Did you know you can watch the challenge live on their website now? I mean, now, like, it's not it's a brand new thing. I'm sure you've been able to do this for years, but I just realized. So, I'm trying to live tweet the show as it's happening, which is what live tweeting is. We're also on Instagram. Got a new follower there. It's the Only Survivor podcast. Because this is the Only Survivor podcast, as well as the Only the Challenge podcast, as well as the Only Smart People's Challenge podcast, which you can tell by all of our Amber B puns.
Yeah. If you want one podcast with 311 song parodies, you come to us.
That's right. No other podcast is making 311 jokes in 2021. You can review us on Apple Podcasts. Thomas, can you give us that review once again? The boilerplate
This is
review?
my favorite podcast. I like it better than all the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up.
Beautiful. All right. Well, until next week, have a great quarantine.
Deuces.
I lay awake at night, false lover, just so trouble. It's hard to keep a job, laid off, I'm having double trouble. But hey,
Here's something. Remember last week when we were talking about how I vetoed Supernatural from my committed relationship?
Oh, did you have to watch Supernatural?
So it kind of backfired, and now I'm watching Supernatural.
that show is watchable, and I think the first few seasons are fine. It just went on forever,
Yeah.
you know?
Everybody I've talked to who's like really into it is like, the first 5 seasons are fantastic, and then it kind of peters off after that, and it's like, all right, well.
Yeah, they just kept doing it, like, and I get it, like, everyone involved wanted to keep making it, and like, why would you give up a steady paying job if you didn't have to?
Oh my god, it's so funny watching like these early episodes though, because it's so obvious they did not have a budget, because
They had
everything
no
is shot in
budget for
shadows.
monsters at all. Like, the Wendigo one is a really funny. Oh my gosh. Have you watched that one yet?
Yeah, that was one of the, I think we've watched 3 episodes so far. That was one of them.
Yeah, some of this generation is millionaire.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the money and run to.
Hard for me to keep these clothes to wear.
All right. I'm trying to think if there was anything I wanted to talk to you about before we officially started the podcast that I wanted to get on the recording.
No, I had something to say.
Okay, yeah, hit me.
Oh, damn it. I had a fart that wasn't loud enough.
Oh,
I was gonna fart. It
okay.
was gonna be a fun joke, but it was it was not as loud as I was expecting it to be.
Baby, there's no lie. Yes, some of this generation is millionaire.
Who wants to be a millionaire? Here we go.
I ain't even got decent clothes to wear.
Hooray! We did it!